everybody, my name is Charlie and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Today I have a flip through for you guys of my junk journal. This was a present for my mom and it was one of my first ever fabric journals, so it's not perfect. The pages, as you can see, are not stitched bound, so you can pull pages in and out as you please unless I've altered them. It's kind of a thick book just because there are so many tuck spots in here. I had a lot of fun testing out new ideas, and there's no particular theme to this journal just because it was for my mom, so I put in things that I thought she'd like. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of tuck spots. That little journal card there has been done with some stamping. You have some Tim Holtz ephemera pieces, and you have a couple little tags. So yeah, I tried to make this journal a little bit vintagey, so there was a lot of distress ink going on and some old books pages, but yeah, I thought it was fun. The flowers there are some stamping that I did with some watercolor, and here you have a little file folder collaged just for some more texture. I really wanted this book to be interactive. We're still giving my mom enough space to write whatever she pleases in it. Little quotes used as a commonplace journal. There's a lot of tea-dyed paper in here. That is some rice paper that my mom got in Japan, and so I just thought it would be nice to add some of that touch, her own personal touch, to this custom journal. The bird in the corner that I'm showing you now is from one of those field note guides. I never knew how much fun field notes could be, but honestly, it's like an array of just pictures, and they're so beautiful too. That is a dictionary definition, and you can see I'm kind of struggling to put it in because, fun fact, it is really hard to pull out things and put things back in when you're filming with one hand and journaling with another. So yeah, I don't know how other YouTubers do it, but I guess this is a task that I must learn how to do. Yeah, so here you can see I have another little book page pocket. You have some collaging. I had a lot of fun with collaging. Those words were actually done in real ink, and I've gotten a lot better since then. This book was made for last Mother's Day, the Mother's Day that just passed. So since then, because we went over summer and with everything going on in the world, I had lots of time to create more journals and figure out what works and what doesn't. Here is some more collaging. The flower is done with a stamp, some ink, and some watercolor. I believe Nick the Booksmith taught me how to do that. You know what? I'm just gonna put the links down. I gathered inspiration from so many amazing junk journalers for this, like this hangover idea. I'm gonna say that it's Pam, but then again, I honestly don't know, so I'm going to try and find the tutorials for you guys, and I'll put the links in the description below. But yeah, there are some fabulous journalers out there. Oh, so that bird at the very front in the circle, that was a fussy cutted image from this Japanese art book, and the pages were really thick and shiny, and it just makes such beautiful ephemera. So I had to put a few pieces in here, especially since my mom gave me that book as well. And yeah, so you can see I have some little printables of some labels. My goal was just to make this book interactive for my mom. So yeah. How did you guys get into journaling? Do you guys journal? This wasn't my first journal, but this was one of my first ever fabric cover journals, and to say the least, I used the wrong fabric. So that was not fabric, but glue. What am I saying? I used the wrong glue, and so you can see the little splotches on the cover. But yeah, it was a learning process. And on the left there, that little field note stuck. So that book that I had was actually written in previously. I got it at a used bookstore, and so it was kind of cool to see what other people wrote about all these birds. And so yeah, I had lots of trouble with getting this one tag out, and I realized that I was folding the paper. Oh my gosh, do you guys, like, how does that even work for you guys? I was folding the paper, the envelope, so I couldn't even get the tag out. I don't know. Maybe that's something that only I go through, but yeah. It's really interactive and fun until you make a mistake. And then you have this long pullout because I also wanted to make sure my mom had lots of writing space. So you have back and front, and it's distressed, and you have the original page with some extra writing spots. As you continue on, you have another little altered paper clip. I believe the butterfly is from a Tim Holtz kit. You have some stamping. I was just experimenting with some of the stamps I have. Another little watercolor stamp and a tag with some printable butterflies and some collaging. So this little piece of this page is actually, this small tuck spot has 2 pockets, and it is actually from a guest book, but it is so amazing because it just, like, it has a lot of texture. I don't know if you can see it on screen. This is another piece of rice paper, but I just glued it onto the back of a piece of paper, of cardstock, so that my mom can write on it, and I distressed it a little bit. The fabric is not vintage, but I just thought it was a nice texture. You have some more stamping, and this has 1, 2, 3, 4 pages to write, unless you want to alter the parts with the book pages. You have another little tuck spot with some of that beautiful purple stationery. It's all embossed, and it was brought from overseas, so I do take pride in having interesting papers to look at. You have another little tuck spot with a tea-dyed piece of paper, and that front pocket was from a poem book my mom really liked. This tag is embossed, and it's so beautiful. I don't remember where I got it. I have another little altered writing card, and I have an altered playing book card for some more writing space and just a little bit of fun to play with. And yeah, the book, I don't know about you guys, but I really like to talk about, or at least look at, the book pages that I'm using. So for the majority of this book, the pages, I believe, are from a Canadian book called 50 Tales of Toronto, and it's actually quite interesting because it talks a lot about history. I'm a history buff, and so even though my mom can't read it, it's just nice to be able to read the snippets and to know what a little bit about, like, the history of your book. So here you have some collaging, that's some watercolor paper there, and a little booklet to write in. I'm just flipping through to show you all the different types of paper in there. I'm not sure if you can see the texture, but there is a few different types. You have a flip up, some more fabric, and you have a little tuck spot, which I put a little, like, bookmark board thing, once again from that field guide too. So yeah, so that probably made my book like 3 centimeters thicker, to be honest. Here is an envelope for my mom to put some of her little goodies in. Here you have a tag and another little card, journaling card that's been collaged. This is the biography. That journaling card was actually from a biography of one of the authors that wrote one of the books that I put into to this journal. And this is another one of those beautiful images from that Japanese book. I just couldn't alter it. At first I wanted to make an envelope out of it, but I couldn't let it go because it was so beautiful, and I think artwork needs to be appreciated. So yeah, I just sat it in here just so that my mom always has that one little piece, and the back actually works as a tuck spot, so if she wanted to put more things in there, she could use it as such. So here I posted another little journaling card or dictionary definition, thesaurus, and it just pops out for some secret writing, and that's about it. So I want to thank you guys for coming and watching my first ever video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I can't wait to post my next video and see y'all there.